Homecoming 2024. It's the Irving Cable Game of the Week. High School District 7 6A, the Richardson Eagles against the Irving Tigers. Hey everybody, Rob Willman with you along with John Nelson. It is homecoming again for these Tigers, and the Tigers hit the field here and will receive the opening kickoff. The Tigers hoping to get things back on track and get a win under their belts. It's been a while for these Tigers, and maybe it will be against Richardson though. Richardson comes in, as they come into the field there, come in at 1-0 in district play, 3-1 overall. They've won 2 straight, and the Tigers have lost 4 in a row this year, including last year's game also. Don't forget, to these Richardson Eagles, they lost 58-12 back in 2023. Richardson 5-1 lifetime since 2004 against these Irving Tigers. And you take a look at head coach Nickerson, and he's in his second year. He hopefully will try to turn things around. He coached at MAC as a defensive coordinator in 2013 to 2020, and then he spent 3 years at Flower Mound as an assistant head coach. Weather-wise, oh my goodness, what a pretty night. 83 degrees, humidity very low at 34%. Not a lot of wind. Conditions are clear. A perfect night for some football, and maybe, John Nelson, the perfect night for an upset.
It could be. Irving looking for its first win. As you said, Rob, 0-4 overall. The Tigers coming off a 49-20 loss at Jesuit last Friday night. Richardson, on the other hand, coming off a 1-point come-from-behind win over Berkner, 22-21. So the Tigers in return posture. Fernando Gonzalez, a senior, had 3 field goals last week, and that one over Berkner has it teed up. Week 5 of the 2024 high school football season just about underway across the state, and here at Joey and Ralph Ellis Stadium. Tigers averaging 14 points a game. Gonzalez will hit it. It's a spinner, and this one hits at the goal line, will come out to the 25.
Take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. The Tigers in all black, trimmed in gold. Chuchi, the left tackle. Reyes, Serrato, Cabrera, and Ferrero are your guys up front. Elijah Garcia will be your starting quarterback. Jason Evans and Kevin Flores in the backfield. David Garcia, Jalen Parker, and Napoleon Proctor are the guys that will hopefully catch a few passes tonight.
Jason Evans lined up behind the quarterback you just mentioned, Elijah Garcia. Elijah with almost 190 yards of passing last week. He'll turn, handoff straight ahead, and a 4-yard pickup for Jason Evans.
Defensively, for the Eagles tonight, it will be Freeman, Wiley, Winfield, and Buckley, the 4 up front. They play a 4-3. You don't see that very often anymore. Warner, Mayo, and Watson are your linebackers. And the secondary, Barry, Tomakloe, Barasa, and Eubanks. And we've already got an injury, I believe, on the field.
Couldn't tell if it may be an offensive lineman. Serrato, yeah, that's number 62 for the Tigers. Fernando Serrato, a senior. The offensive line, 4 seniors and a junior for head coach Brent Nickerson tonight, so he will be escorted to the sidelines.
You know, John, Coach Nickerson made a lot of changes in the starters. He's just trying to find that winning combination, and for a while, you look at the roster and it's dotted with freshmen and sophomores, and you're like, you know, it takes these guys a while to get acclimated to varsity football, and sometimes you have the patience to wait, and sometimes you're just saying, I'm just going to have to go with my best athletes at a certain position and see how things fall.
11 juniors, 13 sophomores, and 21 seniors for Coach Nickerson this year. Took over for David Munoz, who was the coach a couple of years ago. It'll be 2nd down 6 for the Tigers. Elijah Garcia, and some motion in the line, and who jumped first?
That's the question, isn't it?
Alexander Robles is a new offensive lineman. It'll cost the Eagles 5 and set up a 2nd and 1.
That game where Richardson came back to defeat Berkner. They dominated that game offensively, almost 300 yards to 63, but they committed 10 penalties for 65 yards, had 1 turnover in that ball game, and right off the bat here they give the Tigers 5 yards.
Jalen Parker wide right, 2nd and a yard. And they throw it out to the near side, and it is tipped and intercepted. Number 2 ends up with it, batted into the hands of Miles Buckley.
Or did he? It's a little confusion out there, but now you see the Richardson coaches and players celebrating. So it appears that Buckner gets the INT.
Buckley, one of the leading tacklers last year for the Eagles, who now take over in Irving territory. So a turnover, not yet 2 minutes in.
Let's watch again to see how that unfolded. It looked like a hot potato. Let's see. No, wait, it hit the ground. It hit, are they calling it a fumble? It just fell out of his hands. It was not an interception. So they had to call it a fumble.
He lost it, apparently not in the throwing motion to what would be an offensive. Well, yeah, I mean, it did slip out of his hands, and now the confab at the 35-yard line.
Let's see if they turn this back over.
Play has been overruled. It's an incomplete pass.
All right, now it's an incomplete pass.
Was in a passing motion, so a break for the Tigers. No interception, no turnover. And they'll keep the drive alive. It'll be still 3rd down and short. So 3rd and a yard, very manageable here in the early goings.
Again from the end zone. Watch, the ball has already, it seems like, come out of his hand. He goes back, and right there, it's a throwing motion though. I mean,
that's still borderline, isn't it?
With the forward motion of the arm, they're going to go with that.
3rd and a yard. Unbalanced line, ball is loose. Garcia trying to cover it up. Offensive lineman there aiding as well. So it didn't squirt loose. They lost a yard and a half. It'll be 4th down and 2.
They brought big old Omar Castro in there, number 11, as a tailback. You see him there with Flores as his fullback, but this exchange from center. And don't forget, wasn't it Serrato, the center, that got hurt earlier?
It was 4th and 2, another mishandled ball on the snap, and the Richardson Eagles will take over just outside the 30.
Serrato is back in there. Now he's limping. The center is limping as he comes off to the sideline. Watch the replay. It was a low snap, and it seemed like Garcia really never had a chance to get a hold of it. Apparently, didn't get a chance to make the handoff, and at first, you know, Irving dodges the bullet, and was it a fumble, was it not? And then back-to-back exchange issues, and they turn the football over.
Buckley ended up with it twice on this drive. So no interception, ball goes over on down. It's 1st and 10 at the 31. Out on the far side, caught, 1st down yardage and more. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Richardson from 31 yards. Damian Crow. Now Crow was the difference maker last week. Had that 6-yard run with under 2 minutes to seal that win for the Eagles.
That guy's got some wheels, doesn't he?
He does.
They just put it out there for him, and he did the rest. My goodness, they found the little wide receiver screen, and there wasn't enough Tigers over there, and next thing you know, he's just blowing right past them.
Here's the point after touchdown attempt. 6-0 as the Eagles strike first. Minute and 48 seconds in. Ball spotted, up, and true and through. And the Richardson Eagles with an early 7-0 lead. A short 31-yard drive. Mr. Willman?
That drive took 8 seconds. Thanks to Cole and the wide out. Over to Crow. Look at that. Makes a miss. And once he goes against the grain, no one lays a hand on him. Made it look very simple. You notice he has the newest craze out there going on this year, John, and that's the short pants. I'm calling them shorts. Call them what they are. They're above the knees. The wide receivers are wearing them in district this year, and Mr. Crow goes in untouched for the touchdown for the Richardson Ball Club. And I'm trying to look at Crow, and that is the 6th touchdown for Crow this year, John. He averages 18 yards every time he touches the football, and that was 31, so that's going to help the odds a little bit.
One of 15 juniors for head coach Kendrick Holloway. Also in year number 2, like Coach Nickerson. Eagles last year, 4-6. They were 3-5 in district. 28 led them back. 7 offensive starters returned, 4 on defense. Fernando Gonzalez will kick off for the second time.
Maybe that's why Coach Nickerson opted to go for it on 4th down. He did not want to see Richardson with the football.
And this one hammered deep and coming out with it. A yard deep in the end zone, 15, 20, out to the 25, and a marker dropped as soon as Evans is dropped. Jason Evans on the return.
Usually that is a penalty against the return team. And that will mark it back against Irving, their first penalty of the night.
Tigers offensively last week had over 300 yards. They were pretty balanced both in the running game and the passing game last week.
Jonathan Vanderoff is your referee, Levi Thurman your umpire. You see Cobbins, Maxon, Bell, and Lathan Jr. are the remaining officials of this state. 6 on the field tonight.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the receiving team. Those penalties will offset each other.
Richardson redo it again and re-kick it.
So they'll try it again. First week of October, there was a game last night involving an Irving school. MacArthur losing to Lake Highlands.
Yep, Lake Highlands on a roll. With the big shutout, they even stopped MacArthur at the goal line as time ran out to save the shutout. You know, Mack in last night's game turned the ball over 5 times.
That's hard to come back, hard to keep any kind of a drought alive. So Gonzalez will tee it up again. Had a 31-yard field goal last week, had 3 total. And has been a busy kicker here in the first 3 minutes. Jason Evans again back deep. Napoleon Proctor alongside him. And Evans will come up and take it at the 5. Crosses at 15. Evans swallowed up at the 16.
Jason Evans returns the kickoff.
Drive number 2 for the Irving Tigers.
And speaking of number 2, it was full of 2s. It was 2022 as we take a look at the Irving Tigers for the first time here on ICTN for the first time this season. They've gotten off to a slow start. It is homecoming, and you may recall it was homecoming the last time this team picked up a win. It was against South Garland. Nice catch there over in the far corner, and then the quarterback takes it right up the middle. Last win for the Tigers. They're hoping for some homecoming magic tonight against the Eagles.
Could have easily won their season opener, lost to Lakeview Creekview 24-23. That ball came right down to the wire and came up a point short. No gain. 3-4 as the Eagles bring everybody and surround number 30, Jason Evans.
2 runs. Tough going. He had a nice 4-yard run to start the game, and now ever since either it's been a mishandoff, misconnection.
2nd and 9 at the 18.
That time just a yard. I keep looking at Serrato, their senior, number 62, the center, hobbling. I mean, he's playing despite not 100%. He just hobbles up to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, 2nd and 9. A lot of open field to the near side. Garcia will hand it off, and here come the Eagles again, led by number 0, Freeman, that edge rusher on that right side.
Right now, the interior line of Richardson manhandling the Irving Tigers between the tackles. We do have a flag thrown. It's back to where you usually see a holding call. At the same time, I thought perhaps maybe Evans got held with the face mask, but nope. It is a holding call against the Tigers, refused by Richardson since it was a 2-yard loss. And John, this is a team that cannot play behind the sticks, right?
It's going to be tough going if this trend continues. They now face 3rd and long.
Look at that play. See, I thought he grabbed the face mask.
Yep. Didn't get enough of it. Yep. 3rd and a dozen. Tigers averaging 14 points a game. The Richardson defense allowing 20 through the first 4 weeks. Garcia hounded and hold everything as soon as he is surrounded. Got a stoppage.
Ball start, offense.
Yeah, we
call timeout.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
I think they got the timeout, or did they? It's going to be against Irving, a 5-yard penalty. At the top of your screen, the receivers were trying to get a head start on everybody.
Well, they need 17 yards now. It's 3rd and 17 as they continue to be in kind of a retreat mode. Drive started from the 17. They keep retreating back to their own goal line.
Not a lot of time for Garcia behind the offensive line. That's just a quick pass and incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Swing pass intended for Jason Evans, and that'll bring up 4th down and our first punt of the night. So the drive starts from the 17. It stalls out on the 10.
Number 27, Alan Williams, into punt.
This is a Richardson team that has put 108 points on the board, but they've given up 82 through the course of 4 weeks. And look who they have back returning.
Alan Williams in punt formation. Crow awaiting the punt, but
Timeout.
timeout taken by the Irving Tigers. So that go around, they're able to get that timeout called.
A much needed timeout. I mean, they really need to right the ship, if you will, John, here in the early go of the first quarter, because Richardson just seems to have the momentum between the tackles. They're not giving the quarterback enough time to throw. Richardson has only had the football once, and that was for 8 seconds. As you take a look at Coach Nickerson, he has a twin brother that is in the school district as well. He's from Irving.
I was wearing another school's cap when I talked to him earlier. He said, we need to get you a Texas Tech cap. Need to get you a Red Raiders cap.
Yes, he is a proud Red Raider.
Damian Crow standing back deep for the Richardson Eagles.
Kick it away from him.
Alan Williams, senior punter, 2 yards deep in the end zone. Unloads, coming over to the near side towards the Irving bench, and goes out of bounds near the 45-yard line.
Not a bad kick, really.
No, cleared it out about as well as he could. So this drive again will start in Irving territory at the 40. Got it lined out at the 44.
So here we go, John.
At the Tiger 44.
Will the Irving defense be able to adjust? They know how fast this Eagle team is. Crow is just incredible out there in the open field.
They've got some nice receivers, Tabora, Hudson Harder. Quarterback Cole Cage. Swing it out to the flat. 35, close to a first down, maybe a yard short. Number 3 on the receiving end, Evan Tabora.
Got a 10-yard gain. Eagles offensively. Lewis, Sunson, Verrier, Talk and company on the line. Gage, Pope, Willingham, Crow, Harder, and Tabora, your receivers.
Jaden Pope, one of the 2 running backs, second and short, up the middle, first down yardage, into the secondary and into the end zone. From 36 yards out. That's Mr. Pope. Jaden Pope had 91 yards of rushing last week and adds to the total here early in the first quarter.
Last year's big 58-12 win Pope had 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. They were all juniors, the big three. Cage, Polk, and Pope were all juniors in the win against Irving last year, and obviously they come back and doing some more damage.
Touchdown coming 2 minutes from the last one. Number 42, Jackson Judge on the PAT. Good snap, good hold, and it is up, and it is good. And the Richardson Eagles are flexing their muscles early with a 14-0 lead over the Tigers.
They have scored more points than the time it took to get those points.
Yeah.
There it is, right up the middle. And this is what a good passing game does. I mean, you're so afraid of the explosiveness on the edges from the wide receivers. You play a little light in the middle. You get some nice up front blocking. And then look at all the room for Mr. Pope. Untouched once he gets to that second level. And the Tigers find themselves trailing in this one 14-0.
That offensive tackle, Matthew Lewis, is an earth mover. Opened up a huge hole. Richardson, well, they expected to be better this year on offense, and they are.
Oh, very much so. You know, you look at, of course, you know, it's pre-district, so, you know, you take that with a, you know, grain of salt, what they've done. But then you see, hey, they're leading in district. They're 3-1 on the season. You know, they've had a, you know, a pretty good run of games so far. And, you know, this team, they were up and coming last year, I thought, John.
Yeah, they drew a lot of attention towards the end of the season a year ago. Scored 41 against Lake Ridge in week 3.
Now, I've got to tell you from experience, Lake Ridge is not is not the strongest of opponents this year. Lake Ridge has given up a lot of, you know.
So this will come out to the 25, third possession for the Tigers. That Irving defense allowed a lot of yards in the passing department last week. In the loss to Judge with 250. And it looks like early, Rob, whatever Cole Cage wants, he gets.
Well, he has a lot of time. The protection is there. Unlike for Elijah Garcia, he's not getting a lot of time.
Handoff coming left. Stacked up at the 30, able to gouge out a couple of more yards. Nice pickup by number 11, Omar Castro. Had 113 rushing yards last week and a touchdown.
He started the year really slow. He had just 3 yards in that season opener. But then he's built up momentum since then.
So Castro runs for 8 on first down. I formation again. And motion in the line. Free play. It's batted away at midfield. But well before the snap.
Finger pointing of bounds, but I believe this will be against Richardson.
If it is, it's a first down for the Tigers. And it is.
It's a 5-yard penalty.
So a first down for Irving, trailing 14-0.
5-yard offside.
Again, John, I think this is something maybe you can exploit is the aggressiveness. You see it right there. Winfield, number 13, 1 of 2, trying to beat the snap. But did you see the size difference in the lineman in Winfield?
We're just looking down at the lineman. Crossing the 40 and shoved back as forward progress to the 41. That's Castro again.
Castro, a strong runner, runs downhill, and you need, I think, someone like that in this situation. I don't think finesse is going to win. Obviously, if you had some speed to go around the corners, but this is a type of team, I believe, so far that's assembled by Irving. You just have to grind it out, man. You just have to run between the tackles and hope to get positive yards.
They'll give him 3, second down 7. Play action, rolling out, and nobody home in that flat. Ball intended for Parker, number 14, but it was well beyond his reach. And we'll bring up third down.
Ronald Adams, one of the backup defensive ends, all over the quarterback. And Garcia didn't have a chance to try to hit his target. I mean, he's fortunate, to be honest, that he got the football off.
This game 2 years ago resulted in a shutout, a 21-0 Richardson win. So we'll bring in Garcia, number 10, and has a play call from the Brain Trust. 3rd and needing 7. Wide receiver right, that's Parker. And a timeout taken. The second for Irving. Again, possession number 3. Tigers trying to mount some kind of a drive on this Richardson defense. A touchdown pass and a run. The scoring so far for the Eagles.
That game last week, you know, where Richardson came back to win by just a point. They had a punt block for a touchdown by Bertner. I mean, they were really fortunate because of just, you know, the way they played. And we talk about, you know, the standings and who's on top. Lake Highlands with that win last night over MacArthur, now 2-0 in district play. Then you got Richardson, Jesuit, Nimitz with their 1 win against MacArthur at this point, now 1-0. And then Bertner, Pierce, Irving, and Mack all looking for that first district win.
All right, 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers. Garcia picks it up, is hounded and grounded and loses a little yardage. And we'll bring up 4th down. Just not quite in sync with a snap. Everything just goes awry. You saw Kevin Flores, big fullback, and have to punt it away again.
Yeah, it seemed like the snap was there. Just Garcia just couldn't get a handle on it. Just fumbled the snap from the get-go as Velasquez came in to make the tackle.
Punt is almost blocked. Crow gathers it into the 25, heads straight up field, 35, 40, Crow, 45, comes to the near side, crosses midfield, 45, upended at the 36-yard line. A huge return, Damian Crow.
He's fun to watch, you know it?
Oh, he is coast to coast.
He has an extra gear. You hear that a lot. Oh, that player, that guy's fast. He has an extra gear. Well, there's your example of having an extra gear, because he can just outrun the defenders by just going across the edge.
And it's another short field as the Eagles will set up shop at the Tiger 35.
They've been on the Tiger, 31, 44, and now 35.
Keyshawn Polk, number 24, in as a setback. Cole Cage. He will throw over the middle, crossing pattern caught, 1st down 20, 15, 10 to the 5, heading to the pylon and runs out of bounds inside the 3. At slant pattern, Crow in full stride, and it's 1st and goal, Richardson.
That was a 32-yard pickup. He hits the edge, you can't stop him. James, Espinal, Cordova, the guys up front for Irving. Castro, Alonso, Palacios, and Jones are your linebackers. Figueroa, Castro, Chavez, and Parker so far very, very busy in the secondary tonight.
It's 1st and goal at the 3. Quarterback is number 19, Lucas Sawyer, a junior. 1st and goal. Sawyer picks up the low snap, gets it to Polk, and untouched. Nobody laid a hand on Keyshawn Polk. It is 20-0.
3 yards for the Eagle touchdown.
3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. All of these, every drive under a minute. That was 13 seconds.
Well, that one came exactly 3 minutes from the last one. 8:06 was your last score, 5:06 this time around. And
the trends.
That extra point, once again perfect, and a unsurmountable lead right now at 21-0 in the first quarter.
Simple play, Polk, handoff to the left side. Pretty nice block there by Matthew Lewis, the senior, 73. Look to the right of your screen. Has the gap. Plenty of room for Mr. Polk to run.
Is he the one I call the earth mover?
Yes.
Oh, boy, he's a huge one.
Well, Polk had 170 yards and 3 touchdowns last year against the Irving Tigers.
You could run behind Lewis.
I think so. I'm pretty slow, but I think I could. If it's just a yard, not much more after that, I'd be gassed. 2 yards, tops.
You done your job, head to the bench.
Yep.
Get your chicken fried steak on the way home. Get that dinner on the bus.
Ask for oxygen, please. Please, some oxygen on the way home.
So Jason Evans again back deep awaiting the kickoff. Napoleon Proctor also, and Fernando Gonzalez.
I don't think it would be chicken fried steak on the way home. You know, it's a box lunch.
Turkey and ham?
Yeah, there you go. Turkey and ham. It's always a box lunch on the way back. Complete with either a banana, apple, or orange.
And a huge chocolate chip cookie to top it off. So Gonzalez again straight on. And headed over to Evans at the 3. Looking for a seam. Evans crosses the 15. Penalty marker dropped. Evans dropped at the 19.
That has to be a face mask. Again, it appears that the head whipped around as he was running downfield. They missed one. That has to be a face mask.
Well, we'll see if you get your wish here. No game next week. We'll be off, and then back here in a couple of weeks. Already in week 5, first week of October. September just was a blur.
During the return, personal foul, face mask, Richardson, number 27. It's a 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run.
So you atone for the first one, and
they told him. They told him. They said,
all
hey,
right.
TV got it. TV got it. Let's watch it right about here. Just kind of came across it. You know, in the old days, that would have been probably just 5.
Mm-hmm. They had that discretion whether 5 or 15. Inside handoff is fumbled. It's loose, ball loose. And Richardson still loose, kicking it around. Trying to save it is Evans of Irving. I think a wide receiver got to it. Yep, number 14 able to get to it, Jalen Parker.
Irving's number 14, Jalen Parker.
Irving, lucky that took place. Watch again. They try and do a little trickery. It was a clean snap. Running back was supposed to pitch it to Parker, the wide receiver, and then just fall on it, son. Just fall on it. And he was using the ball to try to keep himself up. And Irving gets the ball back.
It's a loss of 17. Over the right side, another penalty marker dropped. Out to the 22, number 30.
It's going to go against Irving, a shift. Illegal shift. It seems to crater on you. You know, you're trying to climb a monumental hill, and that happens. It's going to be against Parker, wide receiver.
Number 14 on the offense. That penalty will be declined. We'll go to
Parker,
down 3.
number 14. Running play, netted yardage out to the 22. They need to get to the 44 for a first down.
Third down, 22 at the 22.
So they need close to 22 yards for a first. Elijah Garcia, number 10, hustles in the play. They've got time to get it off. You've got Napoleon Proctor to the near side, guarded by David Eubanks, number 15. From the 22, Garcia throws. Ball may have been batted and caught and dropped immediately. Is
Parker.
14, and Parker took the brunt of it. Went up high, came down. May have jammed the thumb, may have jammed the wrist. Really upended in midair as the training staff comes out. The attend to Jalen Parker, the senior, one of 21 this year on the varsity roster.
Garcia with enough time this time to throw the football high. You pretty much leave him exposed like that when you get him high in the air. Now, I didn't see anybody step on him or anything like that. Maybe it's just the fact that he came down wrong.
Trying to brace his fall.
Yeah, he's going to be okay.
Chad Watson made the tackle.
Jalen, very tall target. Now he's holding his hip like a hip pointer. Fall awkward like that, it's going to sting for a while.
So he'll come out. Looks like Dwayne is in.
4th down, 23.
Fourth
will be
and a
punting.
mile.
Damian Crow to receive.
Damian Crow back deep for the Eagles. A man short. Coming on is Edwin Chavez, number 34. Third consecutive punt. Straight up. Comes straight down. Boy, they're going to mark off the angle. I bet that's close to the 30.
Not close, 40.
Drive started at the 34. Just trying to get rid of it. Alan Williams, he did, but it went
19
more
yards on the punt.
vertical.
Down 10, Eagles.
He doesn't have a lot of time
40.
back there to punt. It's pretty much catch it and kick it.
That's a pretty generous mark at the 40.
Yeah.
So the fourth possession for the Richardson Eagles on top, 21-0. Quarterback is Lucas Sawyer, junior, number 19. Running back is Kevin Willingham Jr.
Because of Richardson's high-octane offense, Sawyer has attempted more passes than the starter.
Not quite ready, and Richardson will take his first timeout. That tandem last year of Tabora and Hudson Harder combined for over 60 catches and almost 1,000 yards. Evan Tabora and Hudson Harder. Tabora had 8 touchdowns, Harder had 5. So they're pretty well set at the receiving position. I like the running backs. I like Willingham and
Good size line. Look
Polk.
at Moore. Look at Moore, 76.
Cash Moore Jr. There's the head coach, Kendrick Holloway, took over for Greg Pells. Year number 2.
He was at Berkner before he came over to Richardson High, so he knew the system, he knew the kids.
From the 40, 1st and 10, Richardson. And just getting rid of it as Sawyer
Sawyer's pass.
facing the onslaught up the middle, the rush. Willingham closest to it, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, as a team, they're now 3 out of 4. Cole, who started this ball game, was 3 for 3. Over 80 yards in his passing.
Got an H-back they use occasionally. Connor Gordon, junior, number 10, is the H-back. Receiver to the near side is Harder. It's a running play. This is Willingham Jr. Sheds a tackle, takes a hard hit at the 33 and goes out of bounds.
Willingham, the ball carrier.
That was Parker, number 14,
Taken out of bounds by Jalen
who
Parker.
plays both ways defensively. Wide receiver offensively. He's the one that hurt himself earlier. Kind of went down out on the odd way, but comes right back, delivers a nice hit on the far sideline.
They'll need 2 on 3rd down. Jalen Parker had a couple of touchdown receptions last week. 3rd and short at the 32. Sawyer, play action, looking, surveys the secondary, but I believe Irving may have taken a timeout.
They did. They did. Coach Nickerson did not like
Irving.
the personnel and how they were lining up defensively before that snap. And at least in the early go, if you're an offensive player for Richardson High School, everyone's going to get an opportunity to play just based on how they've been doing. Their only loss was to Plano. So, Plano is usually, right in the middle of the pack at least as a team. So you really haven't, I don't think you've gauged how well this Richardson team is yet. You know, they're beating up the teams they're supposed to, losing to someone like Plano and then Berkner, which is of course a rivalry, you know, in that city. So you kind of, you know, take it with a grain of salt. And they just had one of those games where they, you know, had to rely on their field goal kicker there for a while and hang on.
Well, they've got Nimitz next Thursday night, their next contest. Tigers are out of timeouts. That was their third timeout. So they've exhausted their timeouts. Eagles facing a 3rd and 2. Sawyer looking, is flushed from the pocket, throws on the run, caught at the 23, first down yardage, spin move number 3, Evan Tabora. So Tabora has a first down.
It all starts with the time. 1, 2, take, and he can finally throw. Nice job by Tabora, number 3, coming back toward the quarterback.
Ball spotted at the 18, fresh set of downs on top, 21 zip. From the Irving Tiger 18, sideline left, open field right, another crossing pattern, another touchdown. That post pattern working to perfection. Evan Tabora, the 4th different Eagle to score.
18-yarder in all. Like you said, John, it's like a post pattern, right? Cut in, start the sideline, come right in the middle of the play. Touchdown.
I love that pattern because you're always in front of the defender. The defender will always be behind you on that post pattern. That slant is so hard to guard. High snap, it's pulled down. And the extra point, once again, is good. It is 28-0.
Backup quarterback Sawyer hits him on the run, breaks the tackle there inside the 5, and it's a touchdown. Just a basic little fake the handoff and throw across the middle.
It is just so hard to defend. You can see how behind Michael Swanks was in the secondary. So Tabora, who had 8 touchdown catches last year, in the scoring books tonight.
Well, it took him longer than normal. Took him a minute and 15 seconds to score on that drive. Otherwise, it was under 13 or less seconds.
2 TD passes and 2 runs so far. This time they're going to drop back. Let's see, Irving going to use Proctor. And to the near side, it looks like, and it is number 6, Hurtado. Xavier Hurtado, sophomore. Not much wind, just a nice evening here on the 4th of October. Headed towards Proctor. Proctor coming this way, 20, and draws a crowd at the 23.
Number 3, Napoleon Proctor returns.
So possession number 5 for the Irving Tigers.
We'll get a better idea how good this Richardson team is after they play Nimitz. Then they go to Pierce, which is always a tough game in the city. Then after Pierce, they have Jesuit. And after Jesuit, they have Lake Highlands. So those 3 games in a row, I think, will define this team about how good they are. Will they make postseason?
I think there's no question about that stretch, those games you just mentioned. That'll tell the difference. Elijah Garcia will hand off to the fullback, and he is walloped. Boy, who blew in there? Number 17, Adams.
Called by Ronald Adams.
Ronald Adams, a senior. No gain, second and a dime.
Adams, second team defensive end. Left of your screen, came right through.
Second down 10, no gain on the
Wrapped
run.
high.
He was jacked, boy. Punishing hit by the senior. 2nd and 10. Jalen Parker wide to the near side. Another handoff over left guard, not much.
Evans again.
Squeezing out maybe a half a yard over the left side.
Keyshawn Warner, the linebacker.
on the Eagle tackle.
Richardson, defensive coordinator, pretty much knows what he's facing by now. You know, it's like, let's just bunch everybody up between the tackles, force them to run up the middle. We pretty much control the line of scrimmage.
Under a half a minute to go, 3rd down and needing 9. Ball spotted at the 23. Again, they're bunched up tight. Long count, hard count. Play clock down to 3. And it's a sneak, and he's just stood up and shoved back. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. And another upcoming punt. It'll be the 4th punt in a row for the Tiger offense, and that will do it for the first quarter. 4 Eagle touchdowns on this 4th of October. It is a 28-0 lead for Richardson. And welcome back to join Ralph Ellis Stadium. It is all Richardson here as we begin quarter number 2 on top 28-0. And Rob, this Eagle defense, there's shrapnel everywhere. I mean, there really is.
Well, the middle of the line, very, very big and strong. And, you know, I know we've talked about the Irving offensive line. I mean, the guys are giving it all they got, but they're going up against Winfield and Wiley, 2 very big guys up front.
Allen Williams gets it away. It goes sideways, and again facing a hard rush. Another quick punt. Mark it out of bounds across the way and place it squarely on the 40.
Richardson hasn't started in their own end of the field tonight.
Second drive that will start at the Tiger 40-yard line. So we'll see who the QB is as you see the visitors from across the way. Made the trip down Central Expressway. Number 9, Cole Cage, back in at quarterback. Cage will throw on first down. Deep ball down the rail. Is it caught in bounds? That's Hudson Harder. And it was caught. Inbounds in full stride. Hudson Harder, the senior, on the receiving end.
About a 30-yarder. Don't know how he caught it. I mean, they just...
That was a good coverage.
Yeah, it was a great coverage. I mean, he couldn't have done any better. Couldn't have asked for anything better. It was just laid right in his lap. Watch right there. Great concentration. One-handed grab. You only need 1 foot in bounds. And it's going your way, folks.
It's 1st and goal just inside the 10. Pope in and wide open in the end zone, 8 yards deep. Nobody near the receiver. He was quarantined. Connor Gordon. Gordon adds to the total. And the 5th different Eagle to score.
That's Gordon's first touchdown of the year, only his 2nd catch of the year.
Number 10, Connor Gordon. extra point is driven through by number 42, Jackson Judge. He and Fernando Gonzalez switching on the kicking duties and the kickoff duties, and Judge adds the extra point, and it is now a 35-0 lead.
Like he has done most of the touchdown passes, it starts with a fake handoff. And then Gordon, who built and looks more like a tight end than he does a wide receiver.
26 seconds into the second quarter. Makes the catch falling down. Ball didn't hit the turf, got the hand underneath it. And he's in the scoring column.
That was a 13-second touchdown drive. John, do you think that particular play was more like, I want to make sure everyone gets their chance tonight? Do you think they called his number? Because it seems like everyone that has scored tonight has been different, so we want to spread the wealth, if you will.
Well, they have 5 different players counting for the scoring so far. I was hoping for a taffy pull. I was hoping for a little give and take here in the first quarter, but
right.
It's now a 35-0 lead as the Tigers down. Richardson came in averaging 27. And they'll kick off once again, that familiar number 29, Fernando Gonzalez. Same 2 men back deep, Proctor and Hurtado. And backpedaling, taking it at the 2-yard line. This is number 3, Proctor, looking for an avenue. Proctor does not get to the 20, is down. Ball came loose, but they're going to rule Proctor down at the 18.
Proctor returns the kickoff.
Halftime, we'll have the announcing of the homecoming queen. This is homecoming for the Irving Tigers.
Turn 16 yards, first down 10.
Rough start for the group. You know, we talked about how young this Tiger team is, quite an understatement. 15 players on our roster are either a sophomore or a freshman. I mean, come on, John. Most programs you see maybe 3 at the most that are a sophomore. This day and age, you hardly ever hear of a freshman being
Not
on
that
varsity.
Many. No. So Elijah Garcia, the quarterback. Jason Evans, the 30, the running back. He's the fullback. Kalen Flores in there as well. Here's a pass, and it is caught on the run. 35, and crossing the 40, number 14, Jalen Parker.
Elijah Garcia.
The longest play so far for the Tigers.
There you go.
Soften up that secondary a little bit, and they did.
Nice out route by Parker. Look at there. The key, just 2 steps and toss. 2 steps and toss. Had the edge. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Quick release. Kevin Flores, fullback, a senior, number 87. Line up as an offset back to the left side. Here's the sweep. And well tracked. Parker goes down, maybe a couple of yards. Taken down by Swanks. And 2 touchdown catches last week for Parker in that 49-20 loss to Jesuit.
A lot of those points came in the second half. Jesuit scored all but I think 7 points maybe in the first half. But definitely Parker is the playmaker of this offense.
2nd and 8. And Garcia under duress got rid of it. Is it a fumble?
No, that's got to be incomplete.
Well, they're
the referees are saying bring it back. I don't believe
a lot of moving towards the goal line, but
the head official did not see it.
Yeah.
He was looking more at making sure it wasn't roughing the passer and didn't make a call. And I believe he's going to be overturned by the rest of his crew.
Oh, Garcia was double teamed, and
yeah, they're waving the rest of the officials are waving for the referee to come back, and let's look at this all over again. Here comes that big rush by the big guys up front. Now, if you want to call intentional grounding, then you can call intentional grounding, but it's not a fumble. I mean, it's a forward pass. There's no fumble at all. So call intentional grounding if you got to call something, but it's not a fumble. There you go.
Well, they needed 8 yards. They're going to retreat some after this.
Illegal grounding on the offense. Spot foul. Loss of down. 3rd down.
So they lose the down. It'll be 3rd down. They need to get to the Richardson 47-yard line for a 1st down. That's the line to gain.
Yeah, that game against Jesuit, it was 42-7 at the half, and Jesuit again scored just 1 touchdown in its second half.
Down, 16. Ball on the
I mean, there were some good offensive numbers put up by Irving, but I believe it was just late in the ball game when they had it.
Ball at the 37. Here's another exchange that goes awry. Tigers just trying to get to it first. I don't know if they did or not. Number 8 comes up with the ball, and
turnover.
That's Warner. And a fumble recovery for Richardson.
Second turnover of the night. Watch the exchange from center. I mean, it seems like it hit his hands, John. Do you see anything different than I do?
No, it hit right on fingertips.
Right. I think it's just maybe a matter of trying to get out of there faster because he knows what type of push that front 4 is going to make for Richardson.
All right, this time they set up shop with the Tiger 36. 4 consecutive punts and then the fumble. And here we are at the 36, 1st and 10, Richardson. Number 9 back in. Running the show, Cole Cage had over 1,500 yards of passing last year. Has protection, throws it out of the right flat, and taken out of bounds. Number 11 on number 10, Gordon the receiver, and Castro the tackler.
Gordon maybe 1, if anything.
Short pickup of just a yard. Second and 9. Damian Crow going to come out to the near side. He and Harder, the receivers, to the near side. On 2nd down, and Cole is dropped.
Nicely done. Nicely done by Omar Castro. Omar is the leader of this defensive unit. Has the size, the quickness. They tried faking it one more time. He said, nah, I'm going to come down on the edge and get you.
Cole is blinded. Loss of about 6.
You know, Cole has not thrown an incomplete pass, John.
Perfect. Senior quarterback, 17 touchdown throws last year. He's loading up over the middle, caught on the run, and sprinting towards the double stripe is Evan Tabora. That one good from just beyond 40 yards.
Yep, 42 yards in all.
Well, like a broken record. Tabora, his 2nd touchdown catch. And the Eagles just naming their score here. Jackson Judge on the PAT attempt. And into the night. And add 7 more. It's a 42-0 lead.
Tabora came in with 18 catches, averaging about 15 yards a catch. only had one touchdown coming into tonight's game. He's got a couple more to add to that. A little pressure on Cole that time. He stayed there just as long as he could, and Xavier Hurtado, who's playing safety, tries to get up in the air right there. He just could not get high enough in the air. That pass was perfectly thrown to Tabora for the touchdown. You know, Cole has a nice touch on the ball as a quarterback.
He does.
He knows when to zip it. He knows when to loft it. And the scoreboard pretty much speaks for itself there.
I saw him warming up. He was going short, going long, going crosswise.
Not once tonight have the Eagles had to start in their own end of the field. It's always been on the Tigers' end, so they had a short field to work with. So short field, speedy receivers, an accurate quarterback, and a pretty good offensive and defensive line. Does that sum it up?
That pretty well does. Gonzalez hits another deep punt, picked up at the 5, and nowhere to go as Napoleon Proctor hit hard inside the 10.
What do you do, John?
Well, you just somehow find a drive that stays alive and get on the board, and just any kind of momentum at this point, rather one-sided here in the first half. But at what point do you try to go deep and maybe draw a flag in the secondary? Yeah. Maybe get some penalty yardage as well.
I think they tried that a little bit in their last possession, trying to match up their star athlete offensively, you know, which is Parker. Try to get him on the loose. That's almost a safety right there. I think they got him before it went into the end zone. And poor Jason Evans. There's one of your freshmen right there. How would you like to be a freshman playing your first year of varsity ball and you've got Freeman and company just barreling down on you?
Freeman just made a house call. Loss of 5. Just shot through there. Freeman, senior defensive end, just having their way.
Yeah, they still have their starters in there, which kind of surprises me. But I think by the second half, Richardson will probably play the second team.
Yeah, most of the first teamers are still in there. And this one just throwing out of bounds, trying to get it into the direction of Proctor on 2nd and 15. It'll be 3rd down.
We'll have Irving 2 more times this year. We'll have them against Nimitz and MacArthur.
Tigers in the regular season against Lake Highlands here on November the 7th.
Think it'll be cool by then? You think the cool weather will finally...
I was hoping for a little bit of a respite tonight. Temperature in the mid-80s when we kicked off.
Hey, I was out last
that's better
night.
than what it
Yes,
has been.
Yes.
And hold everything as a stoppage here on 3rd and 15.
Tigers have already used all of their timeouts.
Offense, number 10, half the distance.
That's half the distance here. We'll bring up 3rd and almost 18 yards. The 7th possession for the Tigers here in the first half. Twin receivers to the near side under duress, and Garcia throws it up. It'll come down. It can either be caught, dropped, intercepted,
or a flag will be thrown.
There it comes down.
Going to be holding against the defense or pass interference. So Tigers will get a first down on the penalty.
3rd and 18, and penalty will move them away towards the goal.
Defensive pass, interference, defense, number 7. That's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Got a couple of first downs tonight with the aid of the penalty, but hey, you'll take anything you can get, right?
At this point, yeah, just wrap it up and take it.
Right. There's two Tigers in the same area, both going for the ball. And unfortunately for the Eagles, it's going to be Michael Allen that's going to be hit with the penalty.
Eric Figueroa came in as a receiver. Here's a catch by Parker. Another reception for number 14, Jalen Parker.
Ground level. Yeah, you got to get him on the edge. You got to get him out there one-on-one.
A little more breathing room at the 22. At the 22, Garcia, it may have been a busted play, comes back and is drilled at the 20.
Been a rough night for the junior.
It's been a rough night for the broadcasters.
He has had a difficult time. Plus, you know, when you make the quarterback run to the sideline after every play to get the play.
It's not the number of plays you make, it's the right play. You need the right plays here. Get them out of some trouble. Third down, ball at the 20. Garcia rolls out, throws. It is intercepted at the 33. Down the near sideline, number 15, Eubanks. And Eubanks with a pick.
Steps out of bounds, yep. Well, for Elijah, he just had to throw that one up for grabs, and unfortunately, he underthrew it right into the hands of the DB.
So
Eubanks.
Eubanks on the intercepted return, spotted at the 18. How about a little ground and pound and see some of the Richardson running?
I don't know if the Eagles can do that, John. We haven't seen it tonight. There's the replay. Eubanks just playing that like a safety. Right down the sideline, and you just missed where it looked like he stepped out of bounds with the left foot. Yeah, you wonder, you know, these teams that like to throw a lot, can they run? No?
Back to play from the 18-yard line. Here's a pass. This may be a score inside the 5. It's first and goal. Penalty marker. Here's another one. The receiver couldn't tell that was maybe Hudson Paris as we came back.
Or was it Watson 14?
Personal foul. Horse collar. Number
Couple
1
penalty
defense.
flags dropped inside the
It's gonna be
5.
half the distance from the end of the run. First and 10. Richardson.
So the horse collar gives him like maybe 3 or 4 more yards closer.
First and goal. Sawyer, the quarterback.
You're right, that was Paris.
Pope, the running back. He'll turn, give it to number 21. He is stopped short.
You know, John, this is
Or
like
Willingham, I'm sorry, Kevin Willingham Jr.
This is like, I'll double check my stats at halftime, but I feel like this is only the second time they rushed in the entire first half.
I thought at least 4 or 5, but you may be right.
You know, Pope had that long 36-yarder. I don't remember much runs.
Kevin Willingham, number 21, gets a handoff again. Willingham searching for the double stripe and is twisted down just short of the goal line. Clock moving inside 3.5 minutes. Eagles want some more. Interception by Eubanks setting up this drive. Inside the 1, 3rd and goal. Willingham Jr. again, and he's into the end zone. Willingham thrown down by Castro, but had already crossed the goal line. And Kevin Willingham Jr. becomes yet another different Richardson Eagle to score here in the half.
Well, I know it's not saying much, John, but small victories tonight. Small victories. I thought that the Tigers played very hard in that series. I mean, they did not give up. It would be easy for them just to roll over, and they made them fight for what they got.
Extra point, and they up the count now to 49-0. Let's see, 3 touchdown runs, 4 TD passes. 7 times 7 is 49.
Take a look at the Richardson Eagles schedule after tonight. They have Nimitz, and then Pierce, then Jesuit, Lake Highlands, so back-to-back toughies toward the end of the year, and finish the season with MacArthur.
So the Eagles winning big here at 49-0. I was asking the coach, when did you leave the campus? We left at about 4:10. Got here in about 45 minutes, and for a Friday afternoon on Central Expressway, that's not bad.
Going against the grain, right?
Yeah. Fernando Gonzalez have it teed up again. Proctor. Oh, it's harder. Let's see, who is that back deep? That's Hurtado. Hurtado and Evans back deep. Evans to the far side. Kind of mixing things up. And this is Hurtado from the 5. Hurtado crosses the 20, stacked up at the 24. About an 18-yard return. And that's where Irving will start with 2:55 left in the half.
8th possession for Irving. We're going to kick this one over again. Nope, we're just switching out footballs.
Their deepest start drive is from the 34. That came on their 4th possession.
Hurtado trying to find the gap. Had a good one there and ran into the back of one of his teammates.
Back against the turnstile. Hit somebody's arm like a turnstile from the 25. From the gun. They got a new quarterback. That's
They
number
do.
7. That's
Nywan Lewis.
Nyron Lewis, who was, you were impressed with his warm-up tosses earlier tonight.
Yep, had zip on the ball. I mean, he's played a little bit at quarterback. He's only thrown or attempted 18 passes.
New signal caller, Nywan Lewis, number 7.
Lewis keeps it, breaks the tackle. He's a bigger framed quarterback.
2nd and 6.
Looks like he could play basketball.
Again from the shotgun. 2:14, clock moving here in the first half. Lewis sprints out to the far side looking for a block and lost his footing at the 31.
Lewis again.
Helped up by number 0, Azir Freeman of Richardson. So any quarterback, under 2 minutes to go here in the half. As Rob said, we'll have some highlights, some stats, all the halftime activities here on homecoming for the Irving Tigers. 3rd and a nickel. Sophomore Nywan Lewis trying to run to daylight and is held to a no gain. 2 Eagles there to collapse on number 7. And here comes the punt team. Clock moving, approaching the 1-minute mark. Alan Williams, number 27.
Williams punting.
Punt formation.
Jaden Gentle, number 16.
And Richardson going to drop back Jaden Gentle, number 16. Gentle, a senior. It's a running punt. Gentle gets away from it, hits at the 30, takes a Irving Tiger roll of about 12 more yards.
This is a first, isn't it, John?
It is. They start in their own territory.
First down 10 at the 21.
Comes at 34 seconds of the first half. Again, don't forget, we'll announce your homecoming queen. That'll be at the break.
Did you get some of that banana pudding?
Absolutely.
Get some more. It's been a long first half.
It has.
From the 21. Hopefully just one more play. It is a pass. Cole throwing, crossing pattern over the middle, breaking into the secondary. A big gain for Damian Crow. Cole Cage to Crow once again.
Gain of 34, first down.
Is it really
10 at the
necessary?
Irving 45.
That's a gain of 30 yards.
Is it necessary, John?
At this point, game in hand. Cole throws against the grain. Another receiver caught at the 31 and dropped immediately. Number 18, Hudson Paris.
Complete to Hudson Paris.
From the
14,
31.
first down 10 at the 31.
12 seconds left in the half. Cage looking and into double coverage. No chance at all to hook up with
Pass intended
Hudson
for
Harder.
incomplete.
It's a stop. It's a stop.
Look at that. He is actually human. His first incomplete pass of the night.
Red pencil error, E.
Maybe, just hear me out on my theory.
About when they started?
Maybe they're just looking at this as a chance to work on their 2-minute drill. Maybe the coach is thinking in the back of his mind for Richardson that
If the situation comes, yeah, I can see that.
and that, the second half will be entirely different. The second team will play. He's just trying to get, one more for his starters and then cruise the rest of the second half. That's my theory.
Well, let's see if it holds true. I think more than likely you're right. And we've seen all that Sawyer and Cage can do here in the first half. Again, coming off a win over Berkner last week, 22-21. So the ball spotted at the 31. Barring a penalty, could be the last play of the first half. You saw Jacob Henderson, the nose guard, anchored down at the 30. From the gun, Cage rolls out. No pressure at all. Throws, has a receiver caught, and another score, Damian Crow.
32-yard strike to Crow. Maybe, John, we'll start with something I think you've heard about forever, and that is the quarterback Cage had all day to throw. And then for Crow, because of that, it was a long route. He started right down the middle, waited for one of his receivers to clear the zone, and then went in, cut in underneath him. And there was a quarterback just to hit it right on the head.
Well, it's about as one-sided as a hanging right now. 56-0 is the tally. As both teams head to their respective locker rooms, we'll be back with our halftime activities. 56-0 Richardson in command.
Your ICTN team produced 39 videos in the month of September.
I'm really excited, and I hope the community is too.
It makes me feel safe.
Look, this is my house.
It's Martha's blood, sweat, tears, and money going into this home.
It's really to bring awareness to the local animal shelters here in Irving, and we're trying to save as many dogs as possible.
We have new lighting on both of the stages that are now both LED, which is going to save a whole lot on our electric bill, and it's a lot more bells and whistles for our clients to use.
By the way, Victor Conley cheats at both.
If he does win, I'll hear about this over the next year. That's why I have to cheat.
Exactly what goes on in this show that's set in the 1930s happens in someone's Instagram DMs or comment threads every day.
It's just a great opportunity for the community to get together, and our donors love it. I mean, everybody is very generous with their pocketbooks.
We are on location in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina for this special edition of City Source.
I was going to try to keep up with the lady that was first, but she was so fast.
Hey, keep going. Don't ever stop.
Sweetness is a 9-month-old domestic short-haired tabby cat. She actually came to us through our TNR program, but ended up being very sweet and not feral at all.
I think it's good to have all the kids out here socializing, all being here for the same reason. It's a really good family event.
Since 1982, it's been ICTN and the Irving Independent School District joining together for the Game of the Week, high school football.
Stay up to date by subscribing to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/the City of Irving.
After a temporary close, the Irving Art Center reopens its doors.
It feels great to be back open. We've been closed for the last 3 months.
Taking the time to make some long-awaited renovations.
We have a new roof. We have a new HVAC system. We have new lighting on both of the stages that are now both LED, which is going to save a whole lot on our electric bill, and it's a lot more bells and whistles for our clients to use.
Already utilizing the new updates are those attending the monthly Jumpstart Stories in Art,
which is our fun program for stories and art for preschoolers.
Are you in there?
It's a collaboration that we do with the Irving Public Library, and we've been doing it for about 15 years now.
It's a free activity that includes story time followed by a creative take-home art project.
It is a really popular program, and we wanted to get the kids back in here, and we wanted to get, arts flowing again.
It's just a great family activity and a good thing for the little ones. And, it's a great combination to promote literacy and enjoyment of books, along with the hands-on art activity, and we have a different theme every month.
This program is one of the many reasons why the city has invested in preserving the Art Center for all its benefits to the community.
The Art Center is really one of the jewels in the crown of Irving. The community uses it. We bring in acts that use the space. So it's really important to keep it really state-of-the-art, and that's what we've been making sure that we've been doing.
We work very hard to present programs and exhibits and performances that really reflect our diverse community. Families have really come to rely on us to provide programs that really educate, inspire, and engage the community.
A place known for the sounds of concerts is also, for right now, the place to catch the sounds of construction. The Toyota Music Factory is getting new restaurants, fresh design elements, and the plaza is getting a major overhaul. Let's start there.
It's amazing to see how it's changing so fast and what it's going to become. It was really just time to refresh and renew the property and just create a new experience for our customers.
Here is an idea of what the plaza will look like by year's end. The stage will be in a new location.
The stage will be right over to this area right here.
We're putting in a brand new double-decker container bar that will service our new stage area.
But also having an upstairs on it where you can sit up and look down over the plaza.
We got new conversational areas going in all around the plaza area, brand new turf area. We're putting a little kids zone in down over on the other side next to Reservoir.
Surrounding the plaza will be a lot of new restaurants.
We got about 11 new tenants going in.
Mama Tried moved to another spot in the same building, making room for
a real wood-smoked barbecue concept called Shoals Barbecue.
We got Jackson Beer Garden just behind me, and then we have Pistol's Cocktail Lounge going above Shoals.
Above the new location of Mama Tried,
we got Mojito Chino going above, which is a Latin fusion cuisine.
This building will be 100% occupied once these improvements are done.
And then we have the table going in as well, and a couple more that I can't announce just yet.
Crews are also adding aesthetics. Previously plain walkways have fun new lights, and this walkway will be known as Artist Alley.
It's to showcase with Irving Arts Department all the local artists here.
There are also new Instagrammable murals all over the property, adding to the visual vibe.
It's just really exciting to see it come together, and we're almost finished.
The city of Irving owns the Toyota Music Factory. Its tenant is Brookfield Properties.
People naturally want to know, how is this being paid for?
Right now, the good news is that all the money that is being used to pay for this is generated on the property. Brookfield is actually paying for all these improvements up front, and then we're reimbursing them as this property generates revenue. The sales tax that is generated on site will then reimburse them for the improvements.
How important is this venue to Irving?
Well, it's extremely important to the businesses in the area. You see the Wells Fargo going across the street. You see the Caterpillar just moving their headquarters in. You see the new Christus Healthcare. What we've been told by people that have recently moved into this mixed-use development with entertainment options, with dining options, is a really critical element for a business looking to relocate. They want a live, work, play environment, and this is what we provide with this facility.
Even though concerts will always be a big draw.
All right, how do we really, truly tell a story here of more than music?
Teams hope the new attractions will drive more people to realize all that's here. Longtime favorites, as well as all of the new things coming to Irving.
Really, what we're hoping is that people will come to the Toyota Music Factory because it's an exciting place to be.
Couldn't be more excited about the progress and just what's about to come.
Thomas Gandy for City Source.
Hello everyone, I'm Susan Stevens. Be sure to watch Irving Spotlight as we attend Viva Irving Cares, the annual gala benefiting families in need. And we'll learn about the newest updates at the Irving Art Center while sitting in on Jumpstart Stories in Art. So tune in for the October 4th episode on ICTN Now, Spectrum Channel 16, and Frontier Channel 30. And on YouTube at the City of Irving as we spotlight the city's arts, culture, and entertainment.
Celebrate Asian and Pacific Islander heritage during the annual DFW Dragon Boat Kite and Lantern Festival. Experience dragon boat races, cultural performances, Asian cuisine, and much more. This all-day cultural event will take place here at Levy Event Plaza, October 6th, starting at 8:30 a.m. Welcome fall with an evening of family fun, delicious food, and live music. Grab your lawn chairs and blankets and join us for Music on Main. This all happens here at Heritage Park on Fridays in October, starting on the 11th at 7 p.m. The Irving Youth Theater presents the classic musical Beauty and the Beast Jr. Middle and high school students will transport us through this tale of magic, learning to love and breaking a curse.
Hi, I'm Thomas Gandy. We hope you'll join us on the next City Source. The Paris Olympics are over, but the competitions continue for some local seniors. See all of the fun at the Golden Sneaker Games. And we will preview Illuminate Irving as the Irving Police Department's Family Advocacy Center marks Domestic Violence Awareness Month. That's at 6 p.m. on ICTN Now, Spectrum Channel 16 and Frontier Channel 30, and at youtube.com/The City of Irving for all of the important local stories and information we bring you on ICTN City Source.
It's all Richardson, 56-0 against the Tigers. Halftime of homecoming 2024. We'll introduce you to the homecoming queen in her court momentarily. Let's tell you how we got here. A lot of scoring. The highlights will be quick, folks. First is Cole Cage. This guy was perfect through most of the ball game, and Damian Crow, great speed, good route runner, 31-yard, made it 7-0. And then it's Pope, the running back, right up the middle. One of the few times they ran the ball. Jaden Pope with a 36-yard score made it 14-0. They scored 5 more times before we're finished. Right here before the half, a perfect throw. Kind of like how they started it to Crow, 56-0. Coach Nickerson's like, does somebody have an answer to stop the offense? The stats pretty much reflect what you would think. Total yards, 369 for the Eagles, just 38 for the Tigers. Tigers turned it over twice. Both teams committed 4 penalties each. Eagles 40 yards in all, and because of a half a distance to the goal, it's 4 for 24 for the Tigers. Well, the Toy Tigers are out on the field. They're not going to perform. They're going to be there to help with the honor guard and the introduction of Irving's homecoming queen and her court for 2024. Let's go down to the field and catch all the excitement.
The senior king and queen. As the Irving High School band plays the alma mater, I proudly present to you the selections for the homecoming court. We begin with nominees representing the freshman class. Freshman princess nominee, Isabella Cruz, escorted by mom, Vanessa Cruz, and godfather, Ramon Carranza. Freshman princess nominee, Nayela Hidalgo, escorted by brother, Justin Zamora, and best friend, Bryson Grant. Freshman princess nominee, Caitlin Toomwa CJ, escorted by brother Ryan Dale and sister-in-law Jalen Hamlin. Freshman prince nominee, Jeffrey Martinon, escorted by mom Judith and sister Andrea. Freshman Prince nominee, Brian Mojica, escorted by mom, Lydia Mojica, dad, Alexander Campos, and stepmom, Norma Campos. Representing the sophomore class, sophomore princess nominee, Lauren Garza, escorted by mom, Kristen, and sister, Maddie. Sophomore princess nominee, Catherine Lazo, escorted by cousin, Catherine Ventura, and cousin, Gabriela Ventura. Sophomore princess nominee, Alexandra Maldonado, escorted by cheer coach, Miss Lucy and sister Yahida. Sophomore Prince nominee, Brian Barajas, escorted by percussion director Emilio Pla. Sophomore Prince nominee, Tayden Jones, escorted by mom Tamisha Owens and dad Cameron Jones. Representing the junior class, Junior Princess nominee, May Gonzalez, escorted by teacher Crystal Fios. Junior Princess nominee, Mia Morales, escorted by her mother, Iris, and her father, Renee. Junior Princess nominee, Amanda Rodriguez, escorted by mom, Maggie, dad, Eddie, and younger sister, Alexa. Junior Prince nominee, Julian Alcala, escorted by mom, Erica Alcala, and dad, Efren Alcala. Junior Prince nominee, Brandon Gomez, escorted by mother, Angelica Ariano, and aunt, Fabiola Rodriguez. Junior Prince nominee, Hunter James, escorted by his mother, Megan Williamson, and grandmother, Carol James. And now representing your senior class are the King and Queen nominees. Queen nominee, Serenity Bird, escorted by her mother, Samantha Randall, and her sister, Sky Randall. Queen nominee, Alondra Caceres, escorted by mom, Lorena Odo, and brother, Kevin Soria. Queen nominee, Daisy Louise, escorted by her mother, Gloria, and father, Jose. Queen nominee, Arlen Naranjo, escorted by mom, Arlen, and big brother, William. Queen nominee, Alondra Zamora, escorted by her mother, Lucila, and brother, Felipe. King nominee, Kason Blass, escorted by his mother, Nikki Blass, and father, Casey Blass, and brother, Landon Blass. King nominee, Tobias Boulany, escorted by his mother, Destiny Singleton, and his father, Jarrell Singleton. King nominee, Santos Salas, escorted by his mom, Brenda, and dad, Santos, and sister, Chloe Santos. King nominee Ezekiel Ibarra, escorted by his mother Brittany, father Josh, and brother Xavier. And now for the crowning of our grade level princes and princesses. Crowning the freshman prince is student body president Bianca Zavala. Your 2024 freshman prince is Mr. Brian Mojica. Crowning the freshman princess is student body vice president America Serrano. Your 2024 freshman princess is Miss Isabella Cruz. Crowning the sophomore prince is senior class president Jada Arredondo. Your 2024 sophomore prince is Mr. Brian Barajas. Crowning the sophomore princess is senior class representative Melina Sines. Your 2024 sophomore princess is Miss Lauren Garza. Crowning the junior prince is senior vice president Anders Chavez. Your 2024 junior prince is Mr. Julian Alcala. Crowning the junior princess is student body secretary Annalise Ramirez. Your 2024 junior princess is Miss Mia Morales. Congratulations to the grade level princes and princesses. The coronation of the homecoming king and queen is the crowning glory of homecoming. The entire student body had the opportunity to elect this year's king and queen from the senior class nominees. Crowning the homecoming king will be Mr. Samuel Hernandez, principal of Irving High School, and presenting his sash will be last year's homecoming king, Xavier Ibarra. Crowning the homecoming queen will be last year's homecoming queen, Vivian Tran. Welcome back, Vivian. And the queen's bouquet will be presented by Mrs. Iris Hill, student success coach. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The 2024 homecoming king is Mr. Santos Salas. And your 2024 homecoming queen is Miss Arlen Naranjo. Congratulations to all the members of the homecoming court, and especially to King Santos Salas and Queen Arlen Naranjo.
And congratulations to the 2024 homecoming queen for the Irving Tigers, Arlen Naranjo. Congratulations, Arlen. And the homecoming king, who in the past has been named during the dance, was also named tonight, Santos Salas. So congratulations to Santos and Arlen for this year's homecoming queen and king. So far, friends, I hate to say it, but it's been the highlight of the first half. It's been all Richardson. 56-0 at the break. We'll have the second half after this.
With Rob Wilman, John Nelson back here, and as things weren't bad enough, the Eagles will receive the second half kickoff on top 56-0, and Mr. Woolman will see if Coach Holloway clears the bench gradually, and Tigers have to kick off and go back on defense once again.
I would be disappointed if that wasn't the case in the name of sportsmanship. Hey, how about that halftime in the homecoming queen in her court? This is the first time that I can recall that they named all of the princesses and the princes of all the underclass of the freshman, sophomore, junior class before they got to the senior class and the homecoming queen and the king. New twist to the halftime.
I think there were 22 nominees.
At least.
Lovey Berry in New Jersey, number 11, back deep, but the second half kickoff rides the sideline, goes out of bounds, and that's how the second half will begin. 8 possessions, 7 scores.